Hello, it's Scott Manley here, and today we are looking at the latest update to No Man's Sky, a game which many people, of course, maligned when it was released because they promised a whole lot of stuff that wasn't in the game, but the developers have stood by it, and this is the second major update. This is 1.2 Pathfinder, and I guess Pathfinder might refer to the fact that there's now 3 exocraft, which are basically ground vehicles you can deploy on any planet that you have a base. But given that you only have one base, it means you can only deploy them on one planet. But yeah, look, you have the Roamer here. It's a medium-sized craft. You have the Big Colossus, which is a big craft that's really good at mining. And then you have this little nimble nomad which hovers along and barely touches the ground. Let's just take a quick look at this thing. Jump in it. And the first thing you'll notice is I'm in a third-person view. Now, when you fly your spacecraft, you're in a first-person view. You're inside the cockpit. But they don't have cockpits for these by the looks of things, so you're forced to drive around and imagine. You're just supposed to say, "Oh my god, my immersion can't take it." Or something like that. Anyway, yeah, it has a mining beam. The mining beam doesn't overheat, and there's a bunch of stuff that only can be mined with the exocraft hardware. If you go fast, you can smash your way through some stuff. Let's try breaking my way through this rock. Oh, yeah, there, see that? So that saves a bit of time if you, say, find yourself stuck underground and you have to move through things. You can just ram your way through those rocks. Doesn't seem to be quite as good at smashing through trees. So the other one is, well, it's a little one here. Let me just do this fly bit, jump on board. It's pretty much the same thing. Look at the motion blur on those wheels. Yeah, and we have guns. You can also have guns on these things. You can have boosters. You can even do jumps. And you can press F to get photo mode. So you can see what it looks like. So you can get those photographs of you smashing through rocks and use that as evidence to the Guardians or whatever. There, look at that. That's kind of nice. Now, maybe you think, oh, the lighting on that isn't quite right. Well, you know what? You can just point the camera and bang! There, you've moved the sun somewhere. I like the look of that. Smashing through that. You just click, you take a picture. How very nice. Then we can come up here, look at it from above. Look at that. So yeah, of course, that's one of the nice things about No Man's Sky has been the rather beautiful procedurally generated universes. And the ability to actually take photographs has been sort of limited. They certainly had some improvements in the last release, but now they've really added a proper photograph mode where you can adjust the lighting and everything. Now, if I press space, yep, we can also do other things, like we can adjust the fog level, make it more or less foggy. If you really want to make it very dark and abstract, you can do that. You can also increase the amount of clouds or decrease the amount of clouds, more clouds, less clouds, exactly as you would expect. You can also adjust your lens. You can change the field of view, depth of field. Let me just bring that down here and then press space again to bring up, say, depth of field, so you can adjust the focus. It hasn't worked hugely well for me, but it does sort of work. Not the greatest, but snapshot. Isn't that? There, it's taking pictures there. And of course you can emulate old crappy lenses where the lens, the brightness fades in from the side. If you just happen to have old style cameras and you really like them. It doesn't work for me, but I guess it works for some people. I guess finally we should also talk about the filters. Filters are just like Instagram type filters. You can create that vintage sci-fi look, make it vibrant or foggy or amber or classic. Yes, render it in 4-color, not quite grayscale. Stock. Here we go, the CGA graphics except at HD resolution. Remember CGA where you could have black, white, cyan and magenta? Whoever came up with that should be shot. Green! Yes, have everything green. Have everything contrasty. Have everything isolation-y. I don't know what they're doing there, but whatever. Fall. I guess that looks like old sepia-toned. Filmic. Retro, yes, 4 shades of green. And back to default. So actually, yeah, that's one of the things that I've probably spent the most time with in the last the few hours I've been playing with this. It's really quite easy to get some great looking pictures from the universe of No Man's Sky. There's obviously a whole range of colors and everything occurring naturally in the universe, but you know, it's just a question of pausing the game at the right moment and trying to find an angle that composes nicely. You can do it inside, you can do it outside, you can pause while you're in the middle of something crazy, you can do it underwater. Really is rather beautiful. And while we're talking about the looks, gotta mention another 8 tracks have been put into the game by 65 Days of Static, so it sounds great as well. No Man's Sky did not fall down because of the way it looked or the way it sounded. It's other things which caused it to have the reputation that it does. So yeah, the other thing you can do actually, while I'm on the subject of the camera, wait a second, where's the base? The base is there. Let's head back. Yeah! Oh, we crashed into my spaceship there. Yeah, I had a lot of fun taking pictures there. But I should point out that the filters work perfectly well inside the game itself. If you want to drive around and pretend that this is some, you know, old graphics for a text adventure or something, it's all possible. You can do that. I ain't going to stop you. I'm not going to encourage it, but I'm certainly not going to stop you. Okay, one last thing we've got related to the exocraft and the pictures. Oh, I mean, one of the actual major things with this update, I should point out, is simply the graphics overhaul. They've now added much higher resolution textures. It's works on the PlayStation 4, the PlayStation Pro 4, which means it can take advantage of the extra features. That's my little Drive 8 high-speed hover bike, and one of the features they've added is just the barest hint of multiplayer capability. No, it's not the multiplayer that Sean Murray kept on promising, but it's at least some organized way for people to agree on something to do in the universe. So this is a race platform that I've just deployed here. If I if I click on that, I can create a new track, and pretty much you guess how this works, right? Create new track, jump in here, drive off some direction, like up here. We'll pop a checkpoint in by pressing V. There, see that? Now let's zip in down here. This is a good place for a checkpoint. And we'll sneak through here and create a checkpoint here. So yeah, I guess if you are really lonely and you want to have somebody to look at your racetracks on your little bit of the world, you can do that. This thing is kind of cool because it will run up walls and things that the other ones will not manage. Again, we'll just drive over to the end. That will be the end of the mission. And now I can race it, right? I can reverse up, press control, and it puts me into a station place that I can actually race. Go, 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 go! See how fast it was. Yes, you've seen how fast I've already driven this course. So do that. Skip around. Oh yeah, excellent. Oh, we gotta smash through some stuff. Try not to hit the trees. Trees are too strong. Oh crap, I missed my checkpoint. That is gonna ruin my time just a little bit. Actually, quite a lot. Not that I anticipate there being much competition for this course, because I don't know how many people are still playing this game. Okay, let's try doing mid-air snapshot. Bingo! Now, let's find a good angle in this race. The timer is still running. That's it. That's it there. Okay. Let's get that screenshot. Whoa! Oh, there. There we go. And back to the race. Oh no, I'm hung up in a tree! Got a checkpoint to hit. Now we got a home to get to. So this is hardly the greatest multiplayer experience. I would like proper multiplayer, the way that it was suggested it actually existed. I think that it may never have existed for various technical reasons, but this is at least a step in the right direction. Anyway, moving swiftly on to new features, as well as the new materials that can only be mined with the exocraft. Multi-tools have now been modified, so multi-tools now come in multiple varieties. This is a rifle style, which is better at scanning. So this is an especially good scanning type one. You do get different levels of multi-tools. You'll find them over time, A, B, C, and S being the highest. So as well as the number of slots, now you have different styles, you have different classes, and you can rename them to the bad idea. There you go. So that's now the bad idea. The starship. This is an Itsukara S-88. This is a shuttle, which is an all-rounder. There are also fighters, haulers, and explorers. Again, you have the A, B, and C classes, and the S. So C is the worst. S is the best. There, that's the thing. I've managed to dig out a B class, and I should name it something like, I can't name this, because I can't really think of a name. So yeah, you know, you get some customization going on there. I guess you can't name the mech suit just yet. So these here, nanite clusters, those are important in the regular game now, because those will be what you use to buy your different blueprints. Blueprints, not bookmarks. Yeah, let's take this out for a flight. Blueprints are now, things that you acquire from people all over the universe. There are racial differences over which materials you will get from each races, so that's kind of a new thing. Let's see if I can fly and land on top of this. Ah, there we go. We've landed on a floating island here. Beautiful! And also you can wonder why this thing still lands like that. I don't know, but I'm guessing that front landing gear is really, really strong. Or really, really heavy. That would explain why it's floating. So yeah, I mean, what do we have? We have quite a decent big expansion. It's free, but it does again have a lot of features that only work if you want to set up home on a single planet and step away from the exploration. Granted, it is very easy to move your base around. Like, it takes a very short amount of time to just basically create a new base and wipe out your old one. Kind of annoying though if you spent a lot of time building it. You know, whatever. Also, I'm going to point out, you now, if you own a freighter, now that you have like a real differentiation between the spacecraft, you can actually own multiple spacecraft. Let's take a look at Navigator Bamin Silo. He will have, this is a fighter, I can tell by the design. So yeah, this is a fighter, and it's a B-class fighter, so it gets bonus damage and shield and all these things. So yeah, I think I might actually get that. Compare. Not quite as many slots, but it does have more bonuses to damage and things like that, so maybe that's what I want to do if I want to fly around. I don't know. Warning, transfer items doesn't really matter because we are in sandbox mode. So, sure, it's a nice update, adds all sorts of things. It does add some more music, more audio, and I'd have to say that is one thing the game wins on. It improves the graphics, and the game always looks good. It's free. It's nice to see it. I'm not sure it's going to bring anyone back, but if you've been playing the game, or if you played it for a while and want to come back to it, now is a great time. I'm Scott Manley. Fly safe.